So we're gonna go through three things. We're going to set up a studio over here in the corner. So Mark has put together something that we're calling Studio in a Bag. We're going to do a short interview. He's going to interview me about educational video here at the university. And then we're going to take that video, take it off of the device, come over here and put it into eClass and make it available for students. So that's what we're trying to do in this sort of three-segment thing. You might be interested in the studio part. You might be interested in the uploading part. You might be interested in the hosting part. You don't have to be interested in all three, but certainly we're available should you have questions about any of those things. All right, so the first thing is, what the heck is Mark doing over there? He came with his studio in a bag, and this is how much it cost. So he's got 3 clip lights with bulbs. So those were $120 worth. He's got 3 spring clips with those, 2 extension cords, some diffusion paper, 2 light stands, a tripod, and a simple microphone. And all of that stuff available on Amazon and other sorts of places, and your local hardware store. Costs about $250, and you add to that your phone. And we're going to improve the quality of educational video, and we're going to do this fairly quickly. And so, as you saw, he showed up with this stuff in a bag, and he's setting it up.
So what I'm doing is I'm putting on some diffusing paper, basically it's tracing paper. I've got some light bulbs that I got from Home Depot, and the light bulbs are fluorescent light bulbs. I'm going to save one of these. These are brooder lamps that you get for chickens. Got those from Home Depot. And got some clamps if I need some clamps. I've got an old used tripod that I might use down here to hold my audio. I am using an iPhone. Sorry, that isn't included in the $250. And the iPhone is here. Let's put this over.
So you've got a tripod here that holds an iPhone. Where did you get that?
The tripod for the iPhone, is that even going to turn on? Yeah. The tripod for the iPod got from Amazon.com. Sorry, I don't hold shares in Amazon.com. And the tripod, these tripods came from Amazon.com as well.
Now, the other thing that Mark did is he did modify the tripod a little bit. He drilled a hole in here so that he could put audio through here, and so he's going to have a microphone that comes out of it.
This is a little darker than I've usually had. We'll see how it works. Raise this up. One of the things that I've learned is not to put your chairs too close to here. If I was to sit here, I'd have a big shower behind me. So that's where I'm going to use this this extra one here. And we'll see if we can just put it here. And that should diffuse some of the
You want me to plug this in?
I've got myself a little microphone. You can't get just your normal sort of microphone. You've got to get a microphone that's got 3 lines in it. The reason is if you have earphones from your mobile phones, if you have your earbuds, you look at them and it's got a microphone on it, it'll have 3 lines. If all it is just earbuds without a microphone, it'll have 2 lines. So if you're using this as a microphone, you need to have the 3 lines. I'll lower it down, put this over here, clip this on. Hopefully I can get it to clip onto something. Move around. There we go. Okay. Right. We've got a bit of a shadow above you. Move this a little closer. There we are. We'll turn on our phone. Oops.
So the idea being that in less than 10 minutes, we've got some lights set up and we're off and running.
Got to remember what my password is. Okay. So, turn on the camera, turn on the video, and move it back just a smidgen. All right, you want to move the chair just a little bit closer. Okay, we're ready to go. There we are.
So at this point in time, I'm being recorded here. I'm also being recorded on the swivel over there. Yeah, there we go. So we'll get multiple views of this.
Okay, I'm sitting here and I'm going to interview Jamie Stewart from Education. And my name is Mark Karstad, and I'm from the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry. And we're going to talk about educational video creation and use of educational video here at the University of Alberta. Jamie, tell me about the different options that faculty have here at the U of A.
Yeah, so if you're a faculty member at the U of A and you want to, you have a video that you want to show students in eClass. So what options do you have? So you can put it on Google Drive, you can actually load it into eClass, or you could use YouTube. Those are essentially the three options that you have that are supported by the university here.
So Google Drive, what's with Google Drive?
So Google Drive will work, right? You just take the file and you upload it into Google Drive. You have to take the embed code from there and then go over to eClass and drop the embed code in there. One of the challenges with Google Drive is that the quality is not as good. So you take this time to put together a high definition video, and then when you're playing it in Google Drive, it plays, but it doesn't have the same, often doesn't have the same resolution that you would on a normal video hosting system.
And what happens if a person leaves the university?
Right, so that's the other catch, is that you place that video in a Google Drive that belongs to a person. And then as the person leaves the university, so does potentially that link and that video. It's not actually stored in the course, it's stored with the individual.
Yeah. And you can work around that by getting like a secondary CCID or whatever to manage that. What about eClass?
All right, so eClass, you can take the video that you have, upload it into eClass, and it will play it. Okay, and it plays it not too badly. One of the challenges, of course, is that as you start loading these very large video files into eClass, the database of eClass starts to grow. And as that database starts to grow, the performance becomes a bit of an issue. Now, we have some eClass people here, and they're saying, Jamie, please don't tell people to upload the video into eClass. That's not really what it was designed for. But it will actually work, and unfortunately, lots of people do load it into eClass, and we do have a very large eClass database as a result.
And I know from that experience that even if you're asking, you want to back up your course at the end of the year, and if you've got huge files in it, it chokes because it won't back up. The course is too huge. And the last thing was YouTube.
Right. So you can take every employee has a YouTube channel with them, essentially. If you go to Google Apps, you'll see YouTube. So you could go there and you could upload your video there, get the embed code, and drop it into eClass. So again, that will work. Now the challenge with that one is when you upload something into YouTube, the terms of use, if you will, is that you still retain ownership of the video, but you essentially give YouTube the right to use that video as they wish on a permanent basis. And so there's some people that we deal with that say, no, I don't want to put it up to YouTube and I don't want to give them the right to do that. Okay, the other challenge is, a bit like Google Drive, it's not integrated in eClass, so you've got to go in and get the embed code and know how to drop it into your course. The other thing, just like Google Drive, is it's with that individual YouTube channel.
Right.
So as the person leaves, the channel also leaves.
Yeah.
And again, you can kind of get around that by a secondary CCID, a departmental CCID, and start dropping them in there.
Okay. All right. And so what other options do we have? And at this point, we're stopping the interview, and Jamie will carry on.
Okay, so we've talked about those options, and we've now got this educational video, hopefully reasonably lit. I'll be very interested to see what my bald head looks like with all those bright lights on it. But it's on the device right now, right? It's on essentially on the iPhone. So he's going to take that with really just a Thunderbolt connection and put it into the computer. And as he does that, we'll see what happens.
So I'm going to...
Have you moved the video off of the phone yet? Okay.
No, I'm going to do it at once. So I'm going to put it into the title of this one section in eClass. And I'm going to expand the menu bar. And we want to talk about what I'm going to do here.
Right, so on the menu bar, and this menu bar, of course, occurs everywhere in eClass. As you expand it, if you just, wait 1 second there, Mark, go back. As you expand it, there is this button here, which says the Media Core Chooser. For more information, contact Technologies and Education. So that is a video hosting platform that is integrated with eClass. And I'm essentially going to go there, click on it, upload my video, and it's stored in there on a video hosting platform. Now, okay, so he's clicked on it. Sorry, let's go back one step, Mark, sorry. So he clicked on the button, it comes up and it says upload new media. So he's now going to choose a file. And he's going to his connection.
So it is actually pulling it off of this phone right now. So I mean, I could have been faster if I had dragged it onto the desktop and then uploaded it from there, but it's pulling it from the phone. So.
All right, so as we said on that menu bar, that media chooser is everywhere in eClass. So if students are doing an assignment, and you know how they usually write something, if they expand the menu bar, they will get this option so that they could upload a video. Okay, where is the video going? It is not going into eClass. It's going to a cloud solution that is sitting, I think, in... it's somewhere in Canada. And it's going there. And it is a video hosting platform. So it will adjust to whether they're playing it on their phone or their iPad or their desktop. And it will adjust to speeds depending on their connection speed. So it's a true video hosting platform. It is also now in the course, if you will. So as the course moves from semester to semester, that video stays there. It's not necessarily connected to an individual's account, right? So in case the person leaves, it's still loaded in the course. Now, one of the questions that some people may have is, so why did we not know about this before? Because, you know, you want to put video hosting in there. And partly is because that particular module is a joint effort between Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry and Education Technologies and Education. So both faculties identified a need for a video solution, and so they pooled their money together to get that particular solution. And once you integrate it into eClass, it's available to everybody. So not just those two faculties, even though those two faculties are paying for it. Yes, which now puts my sales hat on, and I talk about if you would like to contribute to paying for the video solution, please come and talk to us. So you can use it, if you will, to experiment with it. If you want to go further with it, please come and talk to us, because these two faculties are paying for it. Okay, some other things about this is that you saw it was the MediaCore Chooser. So that platform is called MediaCore. Roughly 10 months ago, MediaCore was bought out by a company called Workday. And so we were notified that they were bought out. And normally when a larger corporate entity buys out a smaller startup group, they invest in the platform and they make it better. And so we were sort of excited about the news. However, Workday is not investing in it, and they are shutting down MediaCore, which is very unusual, but that's what's happening. And so we have spent the last roughly 8 months looking at alternative platforms, and there are many of them out there. So we actually looked at, I think, 16 or 22 different platforms and have investigated which ones would fit the particular needs that we have. Yesterday I signed one of the last phases in the purchasing process, and part of the new purchase that we will have is we will take the old videos that are in the MediaCore platform, have them moved over to the new platform, whatever that may be, and we hope to have it all in place by July 1st. So the MediaCore button is there until July 1st, and it will be replaced with something else, but it's kind of the same functionality. You'll open up the menu bar, there will be a button there, you'll click on it, you'll go to upload a video, and it will host it for you.
Okay, so this is being processed right now on the server. It's unknown how long it'll take unless what I do is I go in and just look at it again. I can do that, but in the meantime, I'll show you an example of instructional video taken much the same as this. I'll give you a little bit of a history of this. What this was is we took some video in the dental clinic here, the K clinic, and it was really, really noisy, a lot of activity going on, and Dr. Zolwar was showing suturing techniques on some gel, and I was videoing it at that time. When we listen to it, there's a whole lot of noise. So what I did is I put it up onto the system. I then gave her access to it and told her to turn the volume down to nothing and then re-record her audio with the high-quality mic. And she basically talked to her video exactly the same as what she would have done because she listened to herself again, talked to herself, then we combined the audio and the video back together again and put a bit of a splash page on it here, and I'll open it up to full size so you can see, and this is the result we get.
The purpose of this video is to demonstrate simple interrupted suturing. The initial part of suturing requires proper grasping of the needle, which should be with the beak of the needle driver approximately 2 to 3 millimeters from the junction of the needle and suture. Using a soft tissue forceps.
So I'll just highlight a few things here. This is the iPhone. This is with that tripod that's just on the ground there, because I can tilt it. She's in the teaching clinic. I'm videoing it and enlarging and going back and forth with my fingers. So you'll see the result that you get.
The needle should enter into the soft tissues at right angles and not in a curved fashion in order to avoid tearing of the tissues. Grasping one edge of the tissue surface at the laceration, the needle is inserted sharply at right angles and curvilinear rotation in order to avoid tearing of the tissues. The needle is then re-grasped with the needle driver, and the soft tissue forceps can be used to reorient the driver at the initial position away from the needle suture junction. Again, using the soft tissue forceps, the needle is inserted into the opposing edge, curvilinear rotation, and regrasping of the needle. And the next is a single loop of the needled end of the suture, grasping the free end, flat, knot. Both ends of the suture, both needled and free, should then be cut approximately 5 millimeters in length. They can be shorter in more aesthetic zones, and
anyways, this is streamed. When you, in a number of different situations, video is not streamed. The difference between streaming video and progressive download video in a number of cases that we've talked about is that people can save that file. So it downloads it onto their machine, they can then go into their cache and find it. In this sense, this is streamed, so they're only getting the data. I mean, for security purposes, anybody can record the screen on their computer, right? But generally, all we're getting is the data that they're seeing there, and when it's finished, it's finished. They aren't saving it. So there's no residue from the video that you have just watched residing on your machine.
So in this short period of time, hopefully, we've set up a studio, we've recorded something, we've uploaded it.
You want to listen to it?
Oh, I don't want to see myself, actually. That is a problem.
So at this point in time, we record here and not to be referred on the photo. Yeah, there we go.
I thought these really cute. Okay, I'm sitting here and I'm going to interview Stewart.
So, Mark, we'll stop it at that point. Yeah. So anyway, so that's it. If there's any questions, we're happy to take them.